Today, in Lesson 3.2, we're going to look at vertex form and intercept form of quadratic formulas. So vertex form is named vertex form because it makes it super easy to determine what the vertex is, because our function is in the form y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where the vertex is hk. So the general formula, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, is that parent function, y equals x squared multiplied by a, so y equals ax squared translated horizontally h units and vertically k units. And so the vertex is hk, and the axis of symmetry is x equals h. A operates still the same way. If it's positive, your parabola opens up. If it's negative, it opens down. So if we have the parabola given to us from the function y equals negative 1/4 times x plus 2 squared plus 5, we can graph that. First thing we're going to notice is that a is equal to negative 1/4. So this parabola, since it has a negative a value, will open down. H is negative 2. Notice that the form is x minus h. So even though it says x plus 2 right there, we want to think of that as x minus negative 2. That's because a negative minus a negative does simplify out to be a plus there, but that plus is kind of hiding the fact that it's minus negative 2 squared plus 5. So our k value is 5. The next step is just going to be like we did before. We're going to plot the vertex and the axis of symmetry. So we're going to plot negative 2, 5, and then we're going to go ahead and draw in our axis of symmetry so we can use that to help us get the rest of the parabola drawn. Okay, so we need to evaluate the function for two values of x. We only had to do one last time because we could we get our second point from the y-intercept. So let's just pick some nice values for x. The only x value we cannot pick is negative 2 because we already know negative 2, 5 is the vertex. So x equals 0 is an easy value to work with. So we just plug that in. And so 0 plus 2 squared, that's going to give us 4 times negative 1/4 is negative 1 plus the 5 gives us 4. Let's pick x equals 2, and so we get y equals negative 1/4 times 2 plus 2 squared plus 5, and that is going to equal 1. I have the work shown down here below. 2 plus 2 is 4, squared is 16. Negative 1/4 times 16 is negative 4. When we add the 5, we get 1. All right, so we're going to plot those points and then their reflections using the axis of symmetry. And so you can see that's what we did here. So 0, 4 is one of the points, and so then we look and we go, okay, that's 2 to the right of the axis of symmetry, so I'm going to plot a point 2 units to the left. And then 2, 1, I can see that point right here. And since it is 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right of the axis of symmetry, I'm going to mirror a point 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left from the axis of symmetry, and then I'm just going to draw in my parabola. Intercept form of a quadratic is factored form, and it's really nice. It's written as y equals a times x minus p times x minus q. And so p and q are going to be the x-intercepts. And so a really interesting fact is that the axis of symmetry is always exactly halfway between those two x-intercepts, those 2 points where the parabola crosses the x-axis. And so to find out what the x value is, what x is going to equal, we do p plus q over 2. A still works the same way as always worked. So if I've got y equals 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 1, first thing I'm going to do is identify the x-intercepts. Okay, so x plus 3, remember because there's a minus in the pattern, I need to think of this as x minus negative 3, so p is negative 3. Then I have q minus 1, so q is just plain old 1. So I have x-intercepts at negative 3, 0, and 1, 0. You can plot those if you want to, or you can go ahead and just go straight to finding the coordinates of the vertex. So to find the x value, we take the average of p and q, so p plus q over 2, so negative 3 plus 1 over 2. That's negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. To get the y value, we just take that negative 1 and we plug it into our function, and so we get y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 3 and times negative 1 minus 1. So negative 1 plus 3 is going to be 2. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, times negative 2 is negative 8. All right, so we have our vertex at negative 1, negative 8. We have our x-intercepts. That's enough. We can just draw our parabola right through there. Okay, guys, that's it. So do the problems to try on your own, and I will see you in class.